Do you realize what you're proposing? I demand an explanation, Mr. Justice. I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered, but the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me. I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be, can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is... Dirk had also been murdered. That's enough. Your explanation cannot be the truth, and you would not dare to claim to have proofs to support your assertion. Nayusa, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I'm wrong. But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there is only one such place. You truly have proof. The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb. Go check the tomb? But why? Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here. Wow. This trial got fucked. You would suggest... Queen Amara's sarcophagus, the only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body, well, that's a horse of a different colour. Which means... I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. Your Eminence? Being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it. If we must. Your Majesty, I believe Detective Skye is still there at the tomb. Let's contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter. Wow. Yeah, this trial got real. Jesus. I just feel like I've got a knot in my throat. That was awful. Now then, Detective Skye, your report if you please. I'll start with my findings. Please. Please. Please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were. Oh no. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old. Oh. Wait, several days old? A body? Detective Skye, tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me my whole theory was completely off base. I have a photo of the body, and I have positively identified it as... Oh no. Dirk said Marty. So he is dead. Why? Why'd this have to happen? Several days old, though. Damn it, Dirk. Answer me. How can this be? Is that the Queen? Of course it is. The treacherous snake, the very head of the insurgency, murdered? Oh, what a joyous day. Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return to whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Wow, what a bitch. Is the gallery gonna start cheering that he's died? Who? What? Was he even fighting for? Apollo. What am I supposed to do now? Who am I defending? Son? Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what? A lawyer? Should never look the way you do right now. Oh. Oh, I didn't actually voice it. That's a shame. A dragon never yields. Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. Fuck. But Dirk, what if the truth is that you're... Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son after all. You believed in me that much, Dirk. Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now, not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do. Are you alright, Apollo? Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. I'm fine. Wow. But I'm fine now. Apollo? Detective Sky. Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed yet, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. Oh fuck, we don't have it. Ballsack. Do we? That's the channeling photo. Fuck, what am I looking for? Oh, there it is, god. Oh no, it just says stabbed in the back. I wanted the weapon. I could have sworn it only holds like 4 bullets. Yeah. Oh well. I believe they are the cause of death. Oof. Dirk's corpse photo. More than 3 days have passed since his death. He was shot 3 times in the chest. At least 3 days, huh? That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. Then who was channeling him? I think it would have to be Someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States. Inga. Maya Fey. Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time. So it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding? Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say. You made a promise to Dirk? A pretty big one. Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out. And that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Miss Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he? I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died. So, I was right then. Apollo? There's something I need to tell you. It's about, you know, Dirk's final moments. I'm listening, Miss Faye. What happened in his final moments? It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder. So that's when he died. Hey young lady, time to get you up and out of here. Oh. It's that revolutionary guy. I'm here to rescue you. You are? Why? I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted. Why would a rebel help me? Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. Uh-oh. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga, I know you're up to something. I'm going to find out what. Oh, God. Holy crap. Holy shit. It does shoot 4 bullets. That's a really weird looking weapon. That's got a smart. You've become a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Oh God. Jesus. Okay, that's pretty graphic. Oh, did you really think that a pea shooter like that? Oh my god, could kill a dragon? What the? Oh, it does only shoot 4. That's when he missed and hit the statue! And then he ran. What are you? Some kind of freak? Nuts to this. Oh, so that's when the final bullet hit the statue. Makes sense. Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. Oh God. These ropes. I've got to help you. Relax, it's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way, but it doesn't look like I have much longer. No, don't say that. You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit. Stop it. Don't give up like that. If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play. No. Please, hang in there. You can still make it. I mean, he was shot 4 times in the chest. Promise me one thing, young lady. It's about my son. Ah. Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. He said he'd wanted to see you one last time. So he... oh god. He asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit. He really said that? Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept putting it off. And that this was his last chance. You just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son. Come, rejoice. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk. You really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means... it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb. Apollo, you can't stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on. I know, Miss Faye. And I won't disappoint him. Defense, if you are ready to proceed. I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case? Yes, and I believe I can explain everything now. Very well. Your explanation, please. Dirk entered the tomb at 3 PM, the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Yeah, there we go. Then he fell dizzy. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Miss Faye, did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 PM, Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the Minister was murdered at 2 PM. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Miss Faye. Oh, yeah, Nana. The previous queen. She's only 44. Damn. There we go. Mm-hmm. It was you, wasn't it? The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 PM. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 PM, she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body. Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible. Not true. They have like a spirit... what was it? Spirit severing technique? Something like that? Actually, there is a way to do that. Oh, with a Magatama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave. Oh. Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magatama in the tomb was... wait, the extra pale brown one? Oh, that was a used one! Oh right, so when they're a one-time thing. Oh right. I didn't realise that. So that's why it was brown. Interesting. So they're only coloured while they actually have energy in them. That it was... That's right, Prosecutor said Marty. And you've seen one in action before. Wait, when did we? Oh yeah. You saw how the glowing red Magatama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned a spent pale brown afterwards. In other words, the brown Magatama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Miss Faye's body, right? I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. Oh dear. I'm just checking my internet's fine. Yeah, it is. Okay. I just noticed I was dropping frames like crazy. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long after all. After that, Queen Amara must have dressed Miss Faye in her usual outfit and tied her up. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes, smeared blood onto them, picked up the knife, and channeled Dirk's spirit. We haven't actually explained that that's why there's a gap in his memory, but whatever. There it is. That's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. Dirk, what was going through your mind while all this was unfolding? So ultimately, it was all for naught. Wait. Naruto? Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies. Wow. What a dick. How can you? Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams. No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't, and I won't. Naruto, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder. Now the rebels and their sympathizers who have been calling for his release can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun. No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence. He's dead. What do you mean? Dirk is indeed dead. However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Miss Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 PM, you have yet to substantively prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 PM? Yeah, we do. We know it was at 2 PM because that's when the firecracker thing went off. Well, no, I don't, but... It seems further testimony will be required of me, as it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion. I would like to state my case. Prosecutor Sadmadi, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sadmadi to be the foul murderer that he is. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence. Why is Naruto doing this? Garan shouldn't have him under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives? Naruto, what's left to chain you to her like this? Fuck knows. Very well then, Queen Amara, please proceed with your additional testimony. Wait, did I may have said that wrong. Queen Amara, please... Okay, I may have said that, never mind. You have no proof. Well done, lawyer, you appointed me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Faye. Now let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people. Okay. Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on. Right. Well, not today. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with its cross-examination. Okay. It's time to press a bunch. Whoa. You have no proof. Okay, so well done, lawyer, you have painted me as a murderer, or as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. Convincing others is all part of a lawyer's trade, so I'll take that as a compliment. You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him. Him? You mean Dirk, right? Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me, a grand priestess with his silver tongue. We are still talking about the case, right? Surely you have heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before. But to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell. I think she's just making it sound like she hates him, but she doesn't. Wow, how did they ever get together in the first place, let alone procreate? I would advise all here today to beware this lawyer's silver tongue, lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal as I have been. Bum bum. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. What, proof that she was there? I admit I don't have any solid evidence. Yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Khura'in. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was in front of us. Who's JW? Oh, Justice and Wright. I'm dumb. Was with me and Mr. Wright, while Miss Faye was in the tomb. Was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Insolent lawyer. Forgive us, your mercifulness. Really, your majesty? But have you considered the following defense? What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Khura'in? Oh, come on. What are the chances? Okay. You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer. Which is why you have had us use the process of elimination to zero in on her. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? Of course I can't. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Oh, that's easy. Which one can I actually prove? Proof that she was in the tomb. I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you were ever bent on painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits. Very well. Let's see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? Oh, but of course. There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. Bullshit. This actually becomes important now. Ta-da! It seems to belong to Dirk. A fingerprint was found on the inside of the lid, stained with the victim's blood. It doesn't belong to Dirk. It belonged to Dirk, who was being channeled by Amara. Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you? Why, that is... We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime. And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself. While he was being channeled. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? There is a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. There we go. Boo-doo. That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is. And I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot on it. Oh. This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. Boo-doo. You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colours? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. A pair? If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belongs. There is a fingerprint, it's on the inside. Ah, but that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Sadmardi. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again? Now this is where it gets interesting. When we opened this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside. On the back of the lid, to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? Queen Amara? It belongs to you, doesn't it? Okay, that's not an answer, but close enough. It seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you. Nayuta, Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realised that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him. But why would he do such a thing?